I think that when people get into recovery, they tend to overdo it, make these long, very elaborate lists and schedules. And I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this 8 hours a day, get into shape, and I'm going to eat better.
Yep.
All these things. And you can't. So that's where the black and white comes in, and then it all starts to fall apart. I guess that sometimes they call it the pink cloud, right? People get sober and then, they get really excited. I'm going to change my life and all of these things are going to happen. And we're still us. We're still the same people. When we get sober, we just don't have the substance anymore. So we have a lot of work to do on ourselves to start those changes from happening. And that's a slow process. That does not happen overnight. All right. Back. Recovery for life. We are jumping right into the holistic approach to recovery, and Audrey's gonna start in.
We'll get going. Yeah, so let's see. I feel like holistic approach to recovery, that's in terms of, when I think of that, and Chris gave in his explanation of it, that it's, taking medication. It's things that you could do wellness-wise, holistically, quote unquote, to better your recovery, better yourself. It's things that people do that aren't in recovery. So I know there's a lot of wellness trends going around right now. Every ad I see on Instagram, for me at least, because I click on them too, I'm super interested in it. And, like mushroom coffee, and it's not just mushrooms, but it's these things that you can add either to help your diet or your gut, like probiotics. And now there's all these things coming out about how probiotics don't even reach your gut. So like all of these media companies and brands are kind of catching on to this wellness trend. And I think it's a good trend, but there's the right way to do it and the wrong way to do it, which the wrong way would just be like selling terrible products to people. But that's an aside. I think for me, it also includes exercise, diet, basically anything that completes the full circle of wellness. And I think it's hard for me to feel like I am really whole and like not fully in my recovery, but just like it's easy to beat myself up for not doing every single thing that I could be doing to better myself. And I know at certain times we have to be hard on ourselves, but we have to motivate ourselves, right, to do things like exercise. And there are big points in my life where I've exercised for periods of time and then I stop. And then it's not really like I stop on purpose. It's just like I have these phases. I get to a point where, I don't know, I just put my focus on something else. For example, recently, I just got a new job a month ago. Before that, I was unemployed for about 6 months. And during that 6 months, I lost a good amount of weight and just felt really healthy because I was going to the gym like 3 to 4 times a week, staying there for an hour. And that just kind of started because I had a friend that went to the gym with me. It was like a fun activity. And also, I just wanted to get back into it. And I just kind of didn't really force myself, but I just tried it. Because I have been athletic my whole life, but in sports in high school, I mean, I had this aversion to like school spirit and community. And I was the one on the volleyball team that just kind of was very good, but not to toot my own horn, but I was good. I just hated like team bonding and team spirit. And when we won, when we were leveling up to states, I was like mad because we won because I didn't want to keep doing this, right? Like, I think I also kind of had an aversion to exercise in general. For example, my parents would take us on hike every holiday and I would complain and I would be the last one in the group and I would be like, I hate this so much. Even when I was little, I would lay down and be like, I'm not doing this when we were cross country skiing. I think what sticks in my head now is it's like a confidence issue, like getting the motivation to exercise or do something good for myself. I'm speaking in terms of exercise though. Like I even struggle to get the motivation to go to the gym, or it's like I don't even think about it now while I have a new job and things are changing for me. I have a whole new schedule. So like I mentioned that I worked out a lot when I was unemployed, and now that I have a job, my schedule is changing. I feel like the whole like I don't have enough time thing is the issue for me, but I really just need to figure out how to make it work. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that like back to self confidence and my family trying to instill wellness in me, mostly my mom, who is a triathlete. I think that part of me wants to like rebel against that. It's not triggering, but it's like, well, some of it is triggering because I used to complain and then my dad would like really make fun of me and be like, "Oh, are you gonna cry about it?" And so that kind of stuck in my head. Also, getting over the self confidence issue of like, "Oh shit, I'm out of shape." Like when I first started working out this year and trying to get myself to go and being so afraid that I wouldn't be able to do anything was kind of a tough battle to get over. And then like comparing myself to others, thinking that I'm not going to be good at walking on the treadmill and it'll run out of breath and I won't be able to do it. And it's embarrassing. And I don't want to embarrass myself. And all of these things come along with exercise. And it's not that easy to just like incorporate some kind of wellness routine into your life. It's good for you and it's important, like exercise, meditation. Um, I try to meditate here and there, but it's like I don't even think about a way that I can add it into my schedule. I kind of just do it on the fly. And I don't really know what advice to give to someone who is struggling to incorporate some kind of healthy routine into their life. I mean, all of us say a lot that we have to do a little bit at a time, like just go to the gym for 10 minutes or try to eat healthy one day instead of the whole week and see how it goes. Because when you kind of try to throw yourself into something full force, which is what a lot of addicts tend to do, then you can burn out from it really fast and it might make it not as fun. But I think there's a lot of factors behind holistic approaches to recovery. I think at this point in my life, I'm trying to refigure out like balancing wellness in my life, especially with this new job that I'm getting scheduled for. Last thing I'll say is that nothing will ever really be completely perfectly balanced. Things change, life changes. You might have like some major life changes or minor life changes or even mood changes that make you not want to go work out or eat healthy. You might just want to go to McDonald's and eat a hamburger. That's fine. Balance isn't like black and white, and nothing is black and white. So if you like cheat, as they say, you think it's totally okay as long as you're trying to take care of yourself. It's never going to be completely perfect, right?
Yeah, I like what you said. Amy, how you doing?
Hey, I'm
So
good. How
good
are
to see
you?
you.
Just got out of the pool.
All
So,
right.
yeah,
You look great.
thank
So,
you.
so thanks, Audrey. There's a lot in there, and I actually, I'm going to start from the end and work backwards because, the last thing you said about black and white thinking is so very true that if I do everything, I might as well do nothing. And that's a very dangerous way of thinking. So, yeah, you're right. We can't do everything and we can't beat ourselves up if we fall short from time to time because we're going to. Things change, life changes, things happen, and things get in the way of our personal goals. And you're right. Sometimes we have to, I'll use the buzzword of the century, pivot, and, change up a little bit. And, I've been in that place a bunch of times too. I mean, when I changed jobs once a long time ago, I remember I found a gym that was next door to where I was working. I joined that one so that, I could scoot in there for half an hour before work in the morning. And, and it was a good motivator because it was right there, right? If I went to the one I used to go to, I wasn't going anymore because it was inconvenient, right? So I said, well, this is not going to work. So I poked around a little bit and it turned out there was one literally two doors down from the office building where I was working. So that worked out really well. I'm not suggesting that it's always going to be a solution, but that was good for me at the time. But and there were things that I couldn't do, like work in Midtown, and it's hard to find healthy food. Even the salad joints, have their drawbacks. because you're dumping dressing or whatever on there. It's never going to be ideal. We do our best, right? We do our best. And
Yeah, because I have to say, sorry to interrupt.
go, no, you go.
I've never in my life been to a gym in my whole life.
And you don't have to ever go to one.
I've never been. Just gonna throw that in there. I've never done a lot. I've never been to a real concert. Like I've never done the thing that I want to do. Anyway,
Come to New York. Let's go to a concert.
let's do it. I'm not even playing.
Yeah,
So-
let's figure
so-
it out.
Sounds like a plan. And there's always live music everywhere in New York, right? You can always find something. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be a gym. You're right. When I
Oh
wasn't,
yeah, I was
when I
just
wasn't a
saying.
member, I used to go out and run outside, run in Central Park. When I couldn't afford to join a gym, there's always something you can do. Walk, go out and walk, right?
Yeah, I always find something.
Yeah, walking is
Always.
good. It's a matter of just finding things, because recovery is about everything that we do. It's not about the things that we do.
And stay busy. It keeps you busy. So
Keeps
your
you busy.
mind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Can I say one thing?
that's a big thing.
You could say 10 things if you want.
Okay. Well, a main point that I think about often is, and especially now with this conversation, is just that if for example, you can work out and be really good at working out and eating healthy, but you could still be doing drugs.
Sure.
You know what I
Boom.
mean? You could be doing one thing that's really good, but another thing that's really bad. And it can flip flop. You can be sober or in recovery, but you could be also not doing certain things. So I feel again, it's all about that balancing act. Or
Yep, balance.
and also just because you're doing certain things like working out, eating healthy, going to therapy, doesn't mean that on the surface level, yes, doing those things and saying that you do those things and listing them off seems great on paper. But if you're not feeling good, and if you're not happy, if you're not being positive, or if you just feel like you're declining still, there are a lot of people that do these things that are considered wellness and health things that aren't necessarily happy and even great recovery. And when you're doing drugs, I remember when I was doing drugs, I would or for example, I was smoking cigarettes, or I started to smoke cigarettes kind of when I was playing volleyball. So do you understand what I mean? It's just a
One overshadows the other.
yeah. It's all about well-roundedness.
It is. And everybody's different too. So you got to find what works for you, but you did touch on the other thing, like helping others, spreading, I think you said spreading positivity, but, working with others is really important to me in recovery. And, all the other things that go with it. There's other things, 12 step, there's church, there's religion, pick something, whatever works for you, right? Find a community too. Any community is incredibly important. No matter what that community is that you find, it does not have to be a 12-step group. It can be whatever it is. It can be, like I say, your church. It can be anywhere you find like-minded people. Somebody was telling me the other day that they belong to a group, and I shouldn't even say this, but they grow weed. And they have a wonderful, kind of dialogue about organic growth method. But it sounded like a really great community. And I'm not suggesting that people grow marijuana and use it, even though, it's pretty much legal everywhere now. But yeah, but that's a community too. And that was really helpful for him because, he's part of a larger whole, and it works for him. Right. That's about the farthest thing from a 12-step program you're going to find. But it works.
Well, what happens when you want to have a community and friends and stuff, but your family doesn't understand that.
Well,
They think because you're married, have a child, you should be right there all the time with your family.
well, that's not enough, is it? I mean, you tell me, you tell us, right?
Not for
And
me.
I think you have the answer to that question.
Yeah, I do. But what do you like? It conflicts so bad, you know?
We can't, as we know, change other people, right? We can't do that. But we do have to do what's right for us, and there, again, there's a balance there too, right? That's something we all have to sort. If we are in a family, we still need that other thing, right?
Community. Yeah.
The family doesn't keep us sober, right? That's not gonna happen.
I don't know. I'd be right back.
Right. I think we all kind of know that. So we need this other community of like-minded people that we can
Yeah.
talk to really honestly, because I don't know anybody who could really talk to their family that honestly about everything that's going on. I could be wrong, but
You're
Like
right.
having a partner, for example, that like, or like being in any kind of relationship, like not one person is going to fulfill all of your needs. You need like different
yeah,
grades of fulfill
Outlet.
activities and like,
Yes.
you mean like but obviously, yeah.
But what if that person doesn't need anyone? So they don't understand why you do.
Yeah, that sounds
I,
difficult. Like they are passing judgment because you need more community and things.
that's when I would
Well,
recommend couples therapy. I can say that went over. That's a big hit right there. Yeah, oh, yeah, that's gonna work. That's gonna happen
One day.
one day. Listen, that's all about facilitating communication between two people, right? That's what that's for, right? So you can actually communicate and the other person can understand what your needs are and you can understand what their needs are. Obviously, simplifying all of that, but that's kind of the idea, so that the other person gets an idea of why you would need, this sort of thing and get a little grasp on it. Say, oh, all right, well, you're not running away, you're just incorporating more into your life that's benefit,
Right.
right?
yeah, might
And
help
get
like simply informative, like not like pull out a pamphlet and be like, this is what this group is about and this is why
Right.
so it helps people, but like, I don't know, pulling up, I don't know, something informative that's like gives information as to why what you need is helpful. Does that make sense? Or
well,
like
also,
talking about why it's
listen,
helpful.
if you have this community and you're working on yourself and you're becoming a better version of you, you're gonna be a better partner too, right?
Right.
Right, because 'cause you're getting this other nutrition that you need from these other people,
Right.
right? I mean, it's pretty simple if you put it that way, right? I need to grow, and I need these people to help me grow, and I'm gonna be better for you if I do that. We're gonna be better together if I do. I think that makes sense.
Right. It does. Complete sense.
Executing that is a whole nother story, but, yeah, in theory, it sounds like it could work. Everything is a theory.
Yeah, talking about what Audrey was mentioning earlier about schedule changing and adapting to that. I mean, I now getting off the Sublocade shot for the second time, 4 months off now, and so far so good. But like I did go into this one or getting off of it. I had some plans in mind that, I was like going to change some habits of mine, adapt some new healthy habits, right? Go to the gym, eat better, all this stuff, right? And I did do that and it did help. And then my work was like, yeah, you got to come back to work, the office more. And I'm like, oh crap. Which completely, threw me
Throws a wrench in it.
yeah, I had my whole schedule nailed down and, I was going 2-3 times a week. I'm managing one, maybe two. And I feel guilty when I can't go. I like going now. I used to go to the gym, even in active addiction, and to the point where I just completely lost control that I never went. But yeah, I did go to the gym and eat healthy, quote unquote. Um, but I also was using. So, I mean, yeah. I mean, did I see like, it was just like a really skinny version of me, just cut up. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it wasn't like healthy looking. I don't know. Anyway, but I don't want to,
That's what Audrey was saying, though.
yeah, I don't want to think too far back on those days, but, um, yeah, I mean, it's hard to, now that I'm a homeowner and trying to introduce other things into my life. It's just, yes, keeping busy is helpful. Like I had to, this whole dehumidifier situation in the basement today. Uh, but I finally got it. You know, the problem is that I wanted to connect the drain hose to the sink down there, and it was just kept going in the bucket. And I'm like, how am I going to get this fixed? And I don't know. I figured it out. But anyway, but that kept me busy for like, a few hours. Like, I don't know. And then there's like a ton of other things that I can continue to do. And, but I wouldn't be able to do these things if I wasn't sober. So like putting my sobriety first, putting myself first always comes first. And I do that daily. I have to. Have to stay vigilant and remind myself that,
You really do, John.
yeah, no, I do. It's like, I just have
I'm
to.
just really proud of you. I just have to say that.
Thanks, Amy.
And you too, Audrey. I mean, really proud of y'all. And you too, Chris.
All I'm saying is just, it's life's hard. It changes. You gotta adapt. If you're willing and able. Yeah, I mean, if there's a will, there's a way. If you want to make yourself better, you're gonna find a way to do that. And if you have the motivation and confidence to do it, then more power to you. But speaking just from personal experience, wasn't so easy for me. It was hard going back for the first time, stepping into the gym, figuring it all out again. And I don't even think I remember half the exercises I did when I think so. It's just like, I don't know, maybe I can benefit from a personal trainer, but it's hard trying to find the time to do it, So like taking the opportunities to take, maybe 5 to 10, 15-minute breaks during the day, just to, it's just for yourself. I mean, it's either work or whatever you're doing, like you're doing something to try to maintain life, and that can be all encompassing and really take over, or at least for me, it can. And I need to remind myself to just take a break, get up from my desk and just take a walk and clear the head. I mean, it could be as simple as that. Um, yeah, I agree with Audrey. It's not black and white. It's specific to each individual, and everybody's going to find their way, I guess, really, right?
Just say I work with people who sometimes just will set an alarm in their phone and just put a reminder, do something for yourself for 10 minutes or whatever it is, just like you're saying. That could be anything. Doesn't really matter. Just, yeah, like you say, get up, walk away from your desk, go look at a tree, do something, that's not, immersed in work. And it was really funny when John was talking, I was thinking, well, goes without saying that sobriety comes first, but it doesn't go without saying for a lot of people, does it? Right. And so I think that's a good reminder. That does come first, because without that, we have we have nothing. Right.
Yeah,
Without that, there's nothing.
yeah, no, it certainly doesn't go without saying for me. I mean, and it has to be, I have to be vigilant about it. I mean, it's just something I have to do, and I've accepted it as, life. You know what I mean? And that for me is, just thinking about what I'm grateful for in the morning and jotting it down, whatever, saying I love you to my wife. I don't know, just going outside, touch grass. Just
Yeah.
I gotta find something to do.
There's a million things we can use. Everybody's different. You're right. We all find our own path to this. I heard I was involved in some sound baths lately, which I thought were really interesting. I was really getting into that. I mean, I'm really doing it. Just happened to be at a place I'm working, so I got to sit in, and that was pretty cool. Those are really interesting, and a lot comes up in that.
What'd you say?
They're
Sound?
sound baths. Yeah, they have these quartz bowls, and they have a certain frequency, each one of them. And so whoever is playing them or is running the workshop, they have a sequence of these things that they do, and it's really fascinating. A lot of things come up. They're really loud. I was shocked at how loud they are because it's just like a stick, yeah, running around
Yeah,
the
they
side of a
they
bowl.
run around now.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
yeah, I did that.
it's intense.
It is. Yeah, I mean, it
Yeah,
really like the vibrations really like get you. I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah. They really do. They really get inside your bones and your skin, and bring up all kinds of visions and things sometimes for people. It's fascinating. So, that's one other thing. I mean, there's so much, that we can throw at this. And
I I'd never heard of that. But
really check it out. I bet you can find something in your area.
Yeah, and you can get like what is it called? Is it one of the bowls? Like they have these metal sound bowls, or I forget what it's called. Does anyone know the name? It's like a metal bowl and it has a wooden stick, and you just like do this, and it makes a really calming sound.
Yes.
okay.
Very similar. The ones in the baths are usually quartz bowls, but there's
Mm.
the metal ones too. Yeah. Who knows? There's all kinds of stuff in the world, right? Uh, if we're isolated and keep to ourselves, we're never going to find any of those things, right? Getting out in the community, I never would have
Yeah, I'm
been in
kind
a
of
sound bath unless I happened to be, in the neighborhood and walked in, right? So, this is interesting.
for me, like again, just with the new job, like I have been there for a month and I've really only been focused on that. And like, I know it'll take some time for me to start doing some other things, but I feel like guilty for sometimes just spending my weekends like not doing much and like just cleaning and doing laundry. And it's hard not to feel guilty or feel bad when I'm like just chilling pretty much
At
all week.
least at least you're cleaning and doing laundry. I didn't do nothing.
Yeah, I know. Like, it's hard to think about. Like, I'll write these lists, for example, of what I want to do, like in the future,
Yeah.
what I want to focus on, and then like a lot of them do actually. Like my past list from years ago, I've done this stuff, and I don't realize that I've done it. I'm like, I should be proud of those things, but still,
Exactly.
like part of myself wants to just keep push harder, and like if I've just been chilling every weekend for a month now, like I'm just like, okay, I don't know. I feel like I wanna again like get back into doing creative things, like get back into working out, which I've said a million times, but get back into put myself out there. And like I just went through a breakup and it's hard for me. It's been hard for like the last month to just kind of like not think about that. And I am like feeling better now, but just I need to like put myself out there and in terms of like community and friends and like just making new experiences. And I feel like I have the privilege to do that. So it's like, why not harness that? And then what that kind of turns into sometimes like just me beating myself up for not doing enough.
I mean, you said it in the beginning too, Audrey. I mean, we set out to do these things, and if we don't accomplish everything we set out to do, we don't beat ourselves up about it because there's tomorrow, right? We can do tomorrow. I mean, we don't do that forever. We can't put things off forever. But, I think that when people get into recovery, they tend to overdo it, make these long, very elaborate lists and, schedules. And I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this 8 hours a day, get into shape, and I'm going to eat better. I'm gonna do
Yep.
all these
Yep.
things. And you can't. It's never going to happen, right? So that's where the black and white comes in, and then it all starts to fall apart because you
Gotta
didn't
do
quite do
one
enough.
thing at a time.
Or
Yeah.
you do a little bit of a few things, right? Yeah. I guess that sometimes they call it the pink cloud, right? People get sober and then they get really excited. I'm going to change my life and all these things are going to happen. And we can't do that, right? We're still us. We're still the same people. When we get sober, we just don't have the substance anymore. So we have a lot of work to do on ourselves to start those changes from happening. And that's a slow process. That does not happen overnight.
I'm still in it. So
I hope so. We're all in it.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all still, taking
I'm
it
still
day at a
working
time.
on up here. Whatever's
Just
going on up
think.
in here.
John, you got to think, look how long we did it.
It's a lot of years of a lot of history to start turning the corner. It's like when they talk about, turning a steamship in the middle of the ocean. It just doesn't just stop and turn. You have to slow down, and then you have to engage all kinds of other mechanisms to start the process of turning. Right. So, it's a lot of work to be done, and that's okay. It takes whatever it takes whatever time it takes. It's not a rush. Just live in the process, be in it, be in the change, enjoy it.
Like, I'll be 50 this year.
Yeah.
8-8. 8-8.
Very exciting.
I made it. Made it.
You're a Leo queen.
Oh, yeah. You know it. But I was thinking, like, beating myself up because I haven't accomplished all the things that at 20 I wanted to. And then I had to sit and be like, Amy, but look what you've overcome.
Right.
I may not have accomplished finishing college or whatever, I have a career. Because I didn't want children, in my whole life, I didn't want kids. I didn't have them for 10 years, like in my relationship. And then I became a mom, and that's what I wanted to do. So,
Yeah, we spend way too much time thinking about what we haven't done rather than what we have done. Right. I mean, it happens all
that's
the
what I was
time.
trying to say.
Yeah. We're focused always on the negative, always on the problem, not the solution. And, that's the switch that has to turn. Right. I'm not looking at what I haven't done. I'm looking at all that I've accomplished in my lifetime, which is for all of us, quite for most people. You can find something. You can find the positive in there, and you can say, "Look at what I've done," and start to turn that around. Change your narrative.
That is a big thing right there. Change your narrative.
Yeah, and we can all do that.
But it may be harder people in early recovery. I know it was for me. I just was trying to just get through the day sober. The work
Minute
really,
by minute.
yeah, the work really didn't come until like I had my sober, I had a sober network that I could utilize and build upon.
I'll say God.
I believe that was something
Had to be a higher
above
power.
me. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, what were the chances of that? And even it working,
Because he was telling you, look, you're going to, die if you keep doing this.
Yeah.
And then I think he put her in your path because you needed her.
You know what? I was funny. She was wearing Nikes, a nice pair of Nike Air Maxes that I happened to like. And that was like the first thing that yeah, I was like, oh, hey,
It's you.
like your gigs.
I love it.
Oh man, just being alive is a blessing for me. I don't know. I've nearly lost my life, so I'm grateful to be here every day. To be able to
Amen.
grow and learn new things and contribute.
And you do contribute a lot. I'm sure you're there for a lot of people. You too, Audrey. And I know Chris. Bless your heart.
Yeah, I was hiding out here in the corner. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, come on, Chris.
And see, I try to help too much. Can you help somebody too much?
No, it
I don't
depends.
think you can help someone too much, but it's just like the people that don't want to be helped, like learning where to. It's not a bad thing if you're just trying to help someone, right?
And I am.
Well,
Listen, I've had people ask me, "Hey, can you help me with this?" And I will approach them and help them with whatever they're trying to accomplish. And let's say it's a simple thing like refilling a medication. Hey, it's time to refill your medication, something that you need, or you're going to get sick, right? I'll tell them like, hey, did you do it? Did you do it? Like, and then I start to be like annoying. I feel like I'm being annoying about it, right? Because they're not doing it. They asked for my help, but they're not doing it. So now, what if you're not willing to take the help, or maybe I'm not delivering it the right way? I don't know. Could be both, but I think that you have to be willing to accept the help.
They
Before you-
are, but
but asking for it is the first step. So maybe just take some time.
Go slow, be gentle. I don't know, obviously specifically you have something going on, but
Oh.
everybody's right that, whoever you're looking to help needs to want it, for one. They need to be able to accept it. And they need to have some humility, right? And some willingness and all of those things that come along with it. And, go slow, you can be gentle, and maybe that will come in time and maybe it won't. Right. We have to be willing to accept too that, there are people who don't want our help and are not willing to accept it. And then we have to let those go if we can or not, and then we have to change how we behave. It's really about us, right? We can't change other people. Right. So
Yeah.
we do have the option of changing how we respond and react to them. That we can do. And that can sometimes lead to other kinds of change. So sometimes we're the example, we're making the changes to ourselves to create a better situation. And then everybody starts to come around. It's possible. I'm not saying that'll work. You know, it's certainly a gentler approach.
Yeah. I mean, I try not to take it personally when they don't listen to my help or the reminder or whatever it is that I'm trying to help with. It's just like, I get it, there's some initiative there, but the willing to act on it is a whole different story. There's different parts of help.
And if you want to put it in terms of recovery, I mean, people can get, intervened and thrown into rehabs over and over and over again if they don't want to get clean. They're never going to. They're going to walk out the door of that rehab and they're going to pick up like 15 minutes, right? And that's what's going to happen because they don't want it. And there can be people all around them, saying, you got to do this, you got to do this, go back, do it again, do it again, do it again.
they
Yeah.
hadn't
I bet
hit
people have been
their
in 30 rehabs, right? And they
hadn't hit their rock bottom.
If that person is like close to you, like family, partner, whatever, best friend, then it's even harder to accept. Like if they're not accepting it, or if they're not
Well,
taking help.
They are,
Yeah.
but it's like they need more help than I can give.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I get that.
Place to live, like they're starting all over and in recovery. And it's just scary. And I feel so bad and it's so heavy on my heart because I can't say, well, come on, I got an extra room. Come,
Yeah, but there's only so much you can do. I mean, right?
Yeah, we all have our limitations. We can do the best we can. And, certainly one of the best things we can do is be the example of what can be, of, where people can get to, how they can recover, what recovery looks like, and what success looks like in recovery. And we can do that and let them, they're going to have to find their own way, no matter what. Right. And that's just the way all of the,
so many people help me,
but you were willing, right?
Like even people that I didn't know, would like, come, you can stay at my house, and I just makes me feel bad.
Well, and in your situation, you could have made a choice to say, no, I'd rather live on the street, right? Accept your help. And that happens too, right?
Yeah.
All the
Also,
time.
like you're helping in the way that you can help. So that's all you can do. It doesn't have to be the same exact way that someone helped you, right? But I understand that,
And that falls
Right.
So that same category of don't beat yourself up about, not doing it all, right? Because you can't. And, you can't beat yourself up about that. You do the best you can. And that's what else have we got, right? I mean, really, we're not superheroes here. We can't go out and save the world.
So, yeah.
A lot of people get into recovery, want to do that. Oh, I'm going to go save lives all over the world. You know, that fades pretty quickly too. I love a few people maybe do, right? That could happen. But but we can't. We can do the best that we can do for each person in our life and hope that it helps. That's it. Sounds like a difficult, kind of sad state that you're
It
with
is.
us.
Yeah, it's yeah, it is. It's because I can't. I could, but I can't.
Well, you can keep being you. You can keep being supportive in every way that you can. Right. That's all any of us can do. We can be here. We can be present. We can be supportive. The other people have to do their part. There's, I don't know. So anyway, I think that's maybe our talk today. John's got to bug out kind of soon. So maybe we'll do some gratitude, which I bet you all of us have a little bit of, and we'll get out of here. So who's first on the gratitude list?
I'll go first. I'm grateful that I am not afraid to speak in front of people like I was in elementary school. Well, I'm still afraid. I do it now, though. Like when I was little, my mom used to call the school and be like, Audrey can't read her story today in front of the class. She's too scared. And the teacher would be like, okay. Yeah, I'm grateful to be here. Grateful to talk to all of you. Grateful to see you, Amy. I haven't seen you in a while. You can text me if you want. You look so pretty. I hope everything gets better. And grateful, Chris, for making these groups, to John for always contributing. Very good thoughts and info. Quotables. I'm thankful to see my family this weekend for our little reunion.
I like you're walking through your fears. That sounds like a theme for another podcast. Walking through our fears. How about you, John?
I'm grateful for the wonderful conversation we had today. I'm grateful to see Amy, Audrey, you, Chris, for our listeners, for my wife, my family, for the UFO my wife and I saw the other night. And that as a test, we
Pictures? Where are they? Where are the pictures?
No, I tried to get the night vision on my camera. I couldn't get it. It was like this long strip of green lights.
Oh man.
It was wild. So we both drew it separately, and we're like, all right, we'll do it separately and we'll come back and compare. And we both came back with literally the identical representation of what we thought we saw in the sky. And I was just like, wow, crazy. I don't know.
Was she a bro?
I know it's my wife has it. I should have grabbed them. But anyway, I'm grateful for the flying objects in the sky and the ability to see them out here without getting, I used to live in the city, so I would never be able to see the stars. It's beautiful look up at the sky, and I'm grateful to have it be less humid. It's been very humid. Ugh. I'm just grateful for another day like October.
You really couldn't see the stars?
Yeah, not in the
Oh,
city.
in the city, it's hard. Yeah, it's hard. There's a lot of ambient light that
Got you.
blocks your vision. But that sounded like Close Encounters, where they're drawing them out and everybody gets the same vision implanted. And
it was
wind
crazy. It was crazy. I called my parents. I'm like, I just saw a UFO.
I want to
They were
feel
like, they laughed at me. I'm like, wait. I was like,
well, they're out there. If you think we're alone in the universe, I beg to differ. We can't be the only ones here. But it's a story for another day.
Yeah.
How about you, Amy?
Of course, I'm grateful for my family, my husband, my daughter, Lakin, who keeps me going. She's just something else. Grateful for all of you. It's so good to see you. I've missed you guys. I thought about just quitting, but I said, nope. not going to do that. So I'm grateful that I'm not going to do that. And grateful that y'all helped me through my problem, made me feel better. So thank to everybody. Really, thank
Well, I'm very grateful that you're hearing me. It's so great to see you. I'm glad you're not quitting. You're still here and you're still talking about what's going on and bringing all your beauty and wisdom. It's great. I'm very grateful for all of you, the three of you, for being here and talking about these things and wanting to help others, in whatever way that we can do that. This is one of the ways that we do it. It's just by being here and talking about it. Maybe someone, I don't know, maybe it will benefit someone, who knows. We'll keep doing it. And, I'm grateful for the community that I'm starting to build. A new community, which has been really interesting. And just grateful for all the knowledge I'm gaining from the people I'm meeting, the school I'm going to, professors I'm working with. Just madness. But it's all good. So, listen, great to see everybody, and we'll try it again in a couple of weeks. And have a great night. And anybody out there, listen, give us the likes, comment, whatever, log in and say hello. And thanks for listening.